Greetings! Happy day to you. This is M-Dog from M-Dog Gaming. And we're actually just doing a little intro video here to kind of set up what we're going to be doing over the next few hours, maybe even a couple days, maybe more than that. Depends on how far it gets, how long it takes to get through some of this. But this, of course, is the Humble Bundle monthly bundle for the month of February. And we're over here on the screen here. Just going to take a quick look at this bundle. This video is going to be pretty short as we just are looking at the bundle, talking about the bundle a little bit, and then the game plan for digging into these different games. So it says, it's February, nothing says Valentine like fighting aliens. This is actually the first bundle I've done. If you're not familiar with the bundle, it's $12 a month. Subscription based, but you don't really know what you're going to be getting. You usually know the big game, so it's typically like one AAA or you know, full priced $60 game, and then kind of a random collection of other stuff. I'm not exactly sure how they break it down, how they make their decisions. So if you go back to July, you can kind of flip through and see what they've been. And I was kind of looking through this and realizing that really every month there's at least one game, or typically has been, usually more than one, that I would be interested in. Like back in November, I still haven't picked up Stardew Valley. And so for $12, which is cheaper than what Stardew Valley cost, I could have gotten that along with, you know, everything else that came in that month. I don't know why we can't get it to Central November so I could look at it more closely, but so, and other than that, I'm not sure these other ones would have been that interesting. Rebel Galaxy maybe to me, but to try, you know, so if you're into just trying different games, you know, it's a pretty good. You see the MSRP value down here. Of course, if you buy games on sale anyway, you would never spend that much for these games. But December, you know, Dragon's Dogma, I would have been up for playing that. The Escapist, I've heard pretty good things about. January, maybe not quite as interesting a month for me as January. Like that would have been a little bit more of a stretch, but still fun to try stuff. Warhammer games are always interesting, I guess. I think I already have Project Cars and don't really care about it anyway, but for some people that's good. So February, let's look at February. I guess we just go down here and click on February. So the early game that you got was XCOM 2. And whenever you started your subscription, even like for me, when I started it, the February's games weren't out yet. But so I got XCOM 2 already, but I haven't tried it yet. And so let's talk about XCOM 2 first. I'm really excited about trying that. I really liked XCOM 1, but for whatever reason, never ever purchased XCOM 2. So I know that XCOM 2 is going to be a game that I'll enjoy. I don't know how much I'll get into it, how much time I'll spend, but I'll enjoy it. And then there's some mods and stuff for XCOM 2 that can make it extend its life a little bit. So let's go down and see what else. Rise, you may remember when Rise came out. What I remember about Rise is I think it was a launch title for the Xbox One. So this has obviously been ported over to PC, and I'm assuming we'll be playing that on the controller. It's probably going to be the most comfortable thing. I'm curious to see how good the combat feels in this game. You know, it's like an action game. I've heard it compared to different things, but I don't know how much depth it has really. It may just more be like a straight action game. You're kind of getting to that Roman world, Roman feel. So that could be good. Next on the list is Abzu. If you ever played Journey or Flower, this is, I guess, some from the same art director of those games. This is going to be one of those chill games, right? Like, what happens if you click on a picture? It does bring it up. Okay. This is going to be a relaxing time. Again, I'm wondering if controller might be the way to go on that. Maybe not, but we'll see. So I'll try it. It's not one I'm super excited about, but I mean, I'll try it. It's probably going to be very pretty. I mean, it looks, even just from the pictures, it looks like it's going to be amazing in terms of just the view. And there's XCOM 2, sequel to 2012's Game of the Year. And one thing I noticed is if you look at the games that they've chosen, except for one. There's one exception to this, but most of them have very high reviews, both in terms of like Metacritic or press sites, as well as just user reviews on Steam. Generally very positive. So past XCOM 2, we'll get to SteamWorld Heist. So I've heard about the SteamWorld games. There's a couple of them, right? And this is one of them. I don't know much about it, though. So this is kind of one where I'm like, this would be fun to try. It's a turn-based strategy with a twist. So it's got a little bit of action into the turn-based strategy elements of the game, it sounds like. But again, I don't know anything about it, so that'll be interesting. Speaking of things I don't know anything about, another part of the February bundle is this Okolos game. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I know nothing about this. Very positive reviews again for users. Hardcore Gamer gave it 8 out of 100. So I mean, I don't know. It's yeah. What can I say? I don't know anything about that one. So here's probably the most exciting element to me. I mean, other than XCOM 2, I would say the next most exciting thing is I watch my frame rate over here. It's just so frustrating. I'm still waiting on, if you've watched any of my recent videos, I'm still waiting on my ISP provider to, at this point they're saying they think the problem's actually out on the street level or even higher than that, so they got to send the big trucks out and do some testing on the main lines and everything. So it's just killing me though. Like, we're getting horrible stuttering and frame rates. I can't even use OBS Studio anymore. I'm having to go back to OBS Classic and lower the settings so much. It's just really discouraging. I'm used to having like really fast, smooth internet, and streaming's never been a problem. So this is Project HIGHRISE. This is probably what I'm most excited about, just because I like simulation or management games. I'm not particularly drawn to like creating, high rises or buildings or, but so I had never purchased this. I'd never tried it. It's been on my radar a little bit, but the fact that it's a part of this bundle gives me a chance to dig into it. And I always just enjoy, a little bit of time on management games. So this is probably the one that I'm just, besides XCOM 2, the one that I'm thinking I'll probably end up spending the most time with, or potentially could be the most interesting to me. I know it's in active development. By the way, one of these might be in early access. I could be wrong on that, but I feel like one of them might be. I guess we'll see once we start. So I'll do a separate video in the first few minutes of each one. Okay, so after Project HIGHRISE, and this is just where you're basically constructing a skyscraper, and what you're managing is on one side, like filling the skyscraper with residential or commercial, and then but also actually managing the building itself. Not only the planning of the construction, but like making sure you've got the services and everything, even just like down to electrical or plumbing and stuff, but just everything you would need to decide on. So it looks fun. Like, I think that'll be cool. So next is the one that I'm the most nervous about. And this is that one exception I was telling you about, Husk, and then symbol, whatever. So I think it's going to be described as basically like a suspense horror type game. It says it's in the vein of classical thrillers like Silent Hill or Twin Peaks. So Twin Peaks, I don't know if there's like an investigation element, if that's what they mean or what, but it just says that you start and there's no trace of your wife or your daughter. But when I glanced at this on Steam, just because I had never heard of it, first of all, and you see they don't talk anything about reviews on here, but it's gotten just horrid reviews. And it looked like a lot of the negative reviews, now, and I'm talking user reviews, I'm not talking about press. I don't even know, I didn't even look to see what kind of press reviews it's gotten, if it even has gotten any, because I think this game like came out the day that the bundle was released. Like, this is a new release. But a lot of the reviews were talking about how it performed, system performance. And so not only do I think that the game hasn't been very well received, but even more than that, people have had a really bad taste in their mouth because of how it's running and looking. So those are things that could be patched and improved. I was seeing if it's going to play this play this video. We won't watch the whole thing. Okay, so here's one thing that makes me nervous. Before you show the trailer to your game, you have to put up a sign. You feel compelled or whatever to put up a notice here. If you're a witness or a victim of domestic violence, do not hesitate to ask for help. So this makes me think, okay, they're going to be tackling some pretty mature, heavy elements. And
this forest burned once.
You know, how respectfully are they going to be in the way that they?
It was one of those days.
In the way that they, in the way they approach that. A game by Undead Scott.
Poured himself a glass of whiskey.
So,
Mother was making
is alcoholism, domestic violence?
And asked her if I could go outside.
Is that what it's going to be about? I mean, I don't know.
She told me to go ask my father. So I did. With his drinking. She got him between.
Father's drinking. Okay, that's weird. So it looks like there may be some gun play. Yep. So there's some fighting in the game.
I saw the forest burning in the distance.
Yeah, so I don't know. It just makes me nervous. Well, I'm not even sure that I will try this game as a part of my first few minutes of these other games because of all the negative reviews and because I just want to find out a little bit more about what I would be getting myself into. We'll see, though. I'm not saying one way or another. I may end up including it, but I may wait and let things settle a little bit to see if it gets patched or see if it's even something I want to touch. So now we go to, so those are the main games that are included. These other two are kind of different. And I don't know if they always do the sneak peek, but this is a sneak peek. This is basically like a demo or an extended early release of a game that's coming out on Steam called Hollow Knight. And let's look real quick and see the price and the release date. It just says coming soon. Let's see if it has any more information than that. It calls it Adventure Indie Action Metrovania. So it just says early 2017, so that could be any time. And it doesn't have a price listed yet. Team Cherry is who is putting it out. So this game looks interesting. And I guess just from briefly looking at these screenshots, I'm wondering. So when it says Metrovania, I mean, I guess I'm thinking it's more of a straight platformer, but like with ramping difficulty. Not so much a rogue. Like, so, you know, I don't know. It'll be interesting to get into it and see kind of how it plays. Like, does it have puzzle elements? It probably will have some puzzle elements. But, or is it mostly combat focused, exploration? I don't know. So, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what that one is like, Hollow Knight. So we're going to get to play just the beginning of that one, I think, is what they've released here. Because it's just called a sneak peek. It's not like we're getting the full game. Oh, and here's some pictures as well. It looks cute. I mean, it looks like it's got a pretty cool graphical style. And finally, oh dear, and you know, just to be honest, like, I'm probably not gonna do a video on this. So this is called a beta, and you can just quickly see what I mean. Basically, you're just driving a, you know, station wagon. It's a driving game, a lot of drifting, and then trying to run over the deer on the way to grandmother's house. I mean that's basically the. You know, it looks kind of like a, I think that they charge 99 cents for this game. It says it's in beta, I think. Yeah. It's all about taking your family station wagon to grandma's house. But this is called a Humble Original. So these are exclusive games developed specifically for Humble Monthly subscribers. So, I mean, I'm assuming you're always going to see, like, what are basically browser games, you know, little one-shot sort of things that are quirky, or maybe this is a little disgusting, like just kind of running over deer. I don't know, it's a little weird. So I don't know. I think we'll probably skip that one. I don't think we'll do a first few minutes on that one. And the hardest one to do a first few minutes of, though we may still do it, is XCOM 2, because that one I'm going to probably want to dig into. Like, we're probably more likely to end up doing a Let's Play series on that. But we could also do an intro, like sometimes a first few minutes video turns into a Let's Play down the road. So this is what we'll be doing. I would say we're at least going to do the first few minutes of 5 or 6 of these games. And just in terms of what I do with first few minutes, it's, for me, I mean, just to be honest, they just take less prep time. So like when I'm playing something like RimWorld, You know, I had to spend a lot of time like understanding how RimWorld worked, and then started making videos for it. Not that I had everything figured out, far from it. My early RimWorld videos, clearly I'm still learning a lot, but I'm, you know, just kind of trying to give people, like, if they wanted to buy the game or should buy in the game, like, this is what your first few minutes of playing the game would be like. And I try to keep those to 20 or 30 minutes at the longest. I mean, none of my videos are really short. I mean, here we are just talking about this bundle, and we've already gone, what, 16 minutes, which is ridiculous. So I can't do short videos. It's just not in me. But it'll be fun to take a first few minute look at these, and then anything that really stands out for me, like if I decide, you know what, Rise is a 5 or 6 hour game. I mean, I don't know if it is, but it wouldn't surprise me, you know, if it's something like 5 to 6 hours, maybe a little more, but maybe I want to do a whole let's play through. Like, you know, it's possible if the combat is that good. I would say I doubt it. I probably am just going to do a first few minutes on that one. But something like XCOM 2, whenever I get in the mood of actually playing XCOM 2, I'll probably play it for a while, because I really like that type of game. Anything strategy. So, and the last thing I wanted to say about these monthly bundles, and other people, I guess, probably have been doing this and know more about it than I do. Well, I'll say one last thing, two last things. For one, you get 10% off anything else you buy in Humble Bundle store. So I have noticed that a lot of times it seems like Humble Bundle and Steam have the same games on sale, and with that extra 10% off, it may be a little cheaper to get it on Humble Bundle at times, even though in most cases they're just giving you a Steam key. But the second thing I wanted to say is I kind of like the way they do this. They tell you right up front, like, okay, March's bundle, the big game that's going to be a part of it is Total War Warhammer. So if I have zero interest in Total War Warhammer, then maybe I want to unsubscribe and just skip a month. Or if I'm kind of interested in it, or if I just want to see what else might be put in the bundle, then, you know, I can just stay subbed for the next month. If this game was something that I was just dying to play, you know, like whatever was something I've been looking at recently, I don't know, like The Forest or something. I've been kind of I've been looking at different of those survival games, trying to decide, like, oh, maybe I feel like playing one of these. I haven't played a survival game in a while. And if it was something I really want, I can go ahead and pay the $12 early and go ahead and get that game now. So I kind of like the way they do that. I think this is pretty cool. I mean, it's, you know, if you're flexible in wanting to try new games and you're flexible in what games those are going to be, it seems like it's pretty hard to beat this Humble monthly bundle. $12 a month and you're getting this many games. A lot of value. So that's all I'll say for now. We will go ahead and break here, and when I come back, we'll jump in. And I think what we'll do first is we'll go ahead and do the first few minutes of Hollow Knight. We'll get that out of the way, because it's literally just a demo, and we won't play that for long, since I mean, it's not the full game anyway. Just want to see what kind of game that is and give you a look at it. So I will be back shortly. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Come join me on Twitch at MDog Gaming. And you should be seeing these videos coming out. I would say we'll probably get some done today. And if we don't finish up with all of them, maybe we'll come back to it tomorrow and the day after, that kind of thing. But over the next couple of days, we'll probably get at least through the first few minute videos on all these. Thanks so much.